Hey everybody, share, subscribe, like this video. Make sure you put in the comments all your prayer requests. We pray for those day and night. Let us know if anybody that we're praying for is doing well with it. If they're coming around, just always make sure that we know that. But definitely share, subscribe, like these videos. We're almost, I think we're about 90 some away from 3,000, so I appreciate that for sure. Got the tires fixed. Had to replace all the brakes on them, everything. But she's back, so that's what's important. I have a transportation to work at least. But boy, she's run me into some money here in the last couple of months. But yesterday was another 500 drop that just killed me. The rest of the month looks like I'm going to be scraping by to just be able to afford gas to go to work the way it's going. They've cut my hours again. With everything going on, it's bad everywhere. Even my company that takes care of people is running into financial problems, seems like. More banks crashing, everything, you name it, it's coming about for sure. I got these for like $5. They're solar lights. As you can tell, they're one of my favorite things is sunflowers. I got these the other day. They're real pretty at night. And that goes my alarm. I walked too close to it. I want to thank everybody for all the emails and the information that I have received in the last couple of days. I thank each and every one of you. Thank you for being here for one thing in these last days. I had all kinds of dreams again last night, just crazy stuff. Let me get away from my alarm before I end up going over and smacking it. Whew. You can see my bleeding hearts are doing real well too. Very beautiful. Mom's favorites is her bleeding hearts. And they've turned out really beautiful this year. My banana plants that I grew are coming up. They're about 4 or 5 inches. I need to put them out here today. I think that we're in no danger of seeing any more cold weather. So I want to put them out, and the orange trees, get them out. Probably won't see them much longer with everything that's going on. Russia came out today and said they know who was responsible for the attempted assassination of Putin. And it's the United States and Ukraine. So that's part of everything that I wanted to get on here and talk to you about, that now that we're in the crosshairs of all these things happening. Hi, Miss Luna. It's my neighbor's dog. That's Miss Luna. Her's a pretty girl. She heard my voice, and when she usually hears me, she'll come out here and get around me and want me to pet her. But this is very disturbing news, people, which I already told you. The key to World War III goes through Kiev. That's where it goes, people. I've known it for years. I've known it since almost 2011. And I've been waiting patiently for the day that it all comes about. So, as you can imagine, when they first went into Ukraine, my spidey senses went off like crazy, and I knew we was close. Now, at that time, I didn't know the Bible prophecy as well as I do now, and now that I know the Bible prophecy as well as I do, and the 2030 that God has led me to, not man. God led me to 2030. Do not be fooled. It was God himself that led me that 2030 is the 1,000-year reign. It is not man that led me to that. It was God. I have no doubts that 2030 is the end of Satan and mankind's rule on this earth. I have no doubts about that. The only thing I'm not sure of is when the rapture happens. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. It's the only thing, people. But I know it's any time because God's told me. And he jumped all over me probably about a month ago. And he said, Chris, the rapture can happen any day, not on a feast day. It can happen on an ordinary day. The only thing that he's waiting on is God to tell him to come and get us. That's it. Bottom line. The rapture does not have to happen on, I know a lot of the watchers, God bless them, they think it's going to be on an appointed date, and it is not. I can already tell you that 100%. Because God told me it will not happen on an appointed day. So they can sit and do videos all day and all night God bless them. They do their best. But it's not going to happen on an appointed day. They will not see it coming. Even I, as much of a watchman I am, and I watch for every living sign, I know for a fact we won't see it coming. Even I won't see it coming when it happens. So, all we're waiting on is that time for him to come and get us. But he's got to wait on God. And another thing is, like I said, we're waiting on the last Gentile to get on board. That's it. Once that happens, we're out of here. You want to walk with me, Woona? Huh? Did you want to walk with me? Did you want to walk with me, honey? You was a pretty girl. You was a pretty girl. Yeah, you pretty. You such a pretty girl. Yeah. Come on, let's go walking. Looks beautiful out here, and especially since I got the grass cut. It's very beautiful. Getting the shade where I can actually see the phone and see what I'm looking at. Hopefully it's not sideways today. I don't know what caused that, but it does it every once in a while. The tractor there. Then scooping up and trying to level the yard out in different places. It's very beautiful out here. Very beautiful. But I won't miss it once we're gone. Because I know we're heading out of here soon. That's why we do these videos every day, is to let you know that our time here is coming to an end. You hear the birds chirping above. Welcome to West Virginia. Wild and wonderful, because that's what it is. But definitely, the sad part is many people are about to perish. They'll be perishing on their vacations and everything. A lot of people is about to die. A lot of people. When World War III breaks out, a lot of people will perish. Happens overnight. But all we can do is warn them, and that's all we can do. I know that Bonnie was working on some Bible code last night, and she came up on some very disturbing stuff that she came across. She had typed in the Antichrist, and a lot of information came up on that. We're not great at it, people, but we're finding a lot of information in there. Once we learn to highlight it and a lot of things, we'll probably show it here in the community section, but we're still learning that stuff. But with the Antichrist thing, it came up, what came up in the block that we found. Well, I won't give credit. I have to give credit to Bonnie Reed. She's the one who did it. Is that Satan, Soros, even Putin's name came up in the block under the Antichrist. Very disturbing block. It's probably one of the most disturbing blocks that we've stumbled across. But like I said, we're still working on it. See what else comes up in that block. But that's what was in it. Scary stuff. And the Watchers came up in it too. So a lot of disturbing stuff. Like I said, the Bible code is tricky. I've been trying to learn a lot of the Hebrew to try to do more of the Torah part of it. But like I said, I don't think we have much time here to even try to learn a lot of these things. We're just kind of going on the fly and seeing what we can find in the last days. Now, I want to remind you that 5/8 I saw many, many years ago, over 20-some years ago, about the church that I found in the field. Now, I don't know if I discussed this with you guys, but I'll throw it out there. Now, the other night I was talking to Bonnie McCoy, and something came across about that dream that I never even really put a lot of thought into. But in that dream, the church was in a circle, just like the circle that I saw open up in the sky. And I never really thought about it until all this. But that church sat in a full circle. It was all to itself. There was no path to it. So imagine a field like this, but I'm talking flowers up to here on my waist, but there was no path. I don't know how anybody got there. I don't know how I got there. The church was white, solid white, beautiful old church. You all know what I'm talking about, especially you those in the South. Beautiful old white church. Now, everybody in that church was watching an alarm clock, which is another thing stood out. It wasn't a regular clock. It was an alarm clock. And on that clock said 0508. Now, when I woke up, I automatically knew it was May the 8th. For the last 20 years, even while Mom was alive, she'd always had me go buy a lotto ticket on that date. Always. Sure do miss you, Mom. But she knew the way I dreamed that things do come to pass, because she didn't at first. 9/11, when I started telling everybody 2 weeks before it happened exactly how it would happen, people didn't believe me. They ridiculed me. But when it happened, they never doubted me again. The churches here never doubted me again. But then I saw COVID 6 months before it happened. Now, if it all comes to pass, I would have seen World War III many years before it happened, and exactly how it takes place. So the thing is, I've learned to trust my dreams and know that, like I said, I'm not a prophet or anything like that. It's just I'm a dreamer. Some people dream, some people prophesy. I've always been a dreamer. I can tell you almost every dream I've ever had. I dream. Always have. I've only had one open vision in my life, only one. And that's when I'll even show you where it was at. I don't know if you all can see it on here, but see that sky right there? In my vision, I saw the gates of heaven right there in the clouds. Now the gates was almost, I think maybe 15,000 feet high, but it was floating in the sky on the clouds. But this is an open vision. This wasn't a dream. And I saw it right there, right where that camera's pointing at the sky, where you see the blue sky. I saw it. It was kind of pinkish, purple color. The gates was huge. They looked like a harp on both sides of them. But that's where I saw that vision took place right there. And I saw it, and I can't get it out of my head. And I saw that maybe a month ago. But that's the only open vision I've ever had. Most of my stuff's been dreams. And I thank Jesus for them. Because, like with COVID, 6 months before it happened, I was prepared. My family didn't have to, at that time I was taking care of Mom and my stepdad. They was both pretty much couldn't get out of bed. So if God had not shown me that, I would not have been prepared for it. I never had to worry about gloves, sanitizer, all that stuff. I had stocked up on it before it ever happens. And I still using my supplies to this day. But thanks to the Lord. Now, when I told Mom this time about what I saw, she started preparing. She started buying up everything. So this time she learned from 9/11, if I saw something, to go with it. Now here I am again, telling you about World War III, that it's coming. And like I said, once again, you don't have to believe me, but it is coming, and it starts in Kiev. It all starts in Kiev. Even that was in the Bible code with the Antichrist, Putin, and all that stuff was there. Kiev is right in the middle, people. I know it plays a role. It's always been Kiev. It's always been Ukraine. That's where everything will spark off. That's why I'm telling you, please keep your eyes on that place. If you're going to look at anything, I want you to watch 3 things. I want you to watch Israel, because it plays the #1 role in this 7-year tribulation that's coming once the rapture happens. Number 2, Kiev. If you're watching this video and we've been raptured, know that World War III will go through Russia and Ukraine. That's where it will start. It starts right there on Ukraine soil. Not here in America, not in Europe. It happens right there. That's what starts it, is right there in Ukraine. Number 3, I want you to watch the West Coast. I do know a major earthquake is going to hit it. And it's going to be very, very bad. It's not like any earthquake we've ever faced. It's bad. A lot of people will perish. But those 3 things is what's on my list that I'm always constantly watching for. And I watch for other things too. But those are my 3 main ones that I tell everybody to keep your eyes on. Because I've seen them. And I've seen what devastation these 3 things bring. So, like I said, you don't know me, I know you don't. And these are scary times, but like I tell you all the time, do not fear, the church is leaving. It's leaving anytime, and I think it's very, very soon. I think we're talking in maybe even this month. We are leaving. I feel it, I sense it. I'm already starting to grieve for the world, because I know they're about to die. A lot of them are about to perish. And I'm really worried about them. And I know you feel it too, but it's coming. Their end is so close. A lot of these people's going to die on vacations, at sporting arenas. They're not going to know what hit them because they will not open their eyes and see it. They are so in love with this world, they cannot look to see what's coming for them. And it's so sad. But you're not one of them. And please stay on the boat. Do not get off, because I'm telling you, right now we're in a very scary time, because the rapture will happen any minute, people. That's why I come on here every day, is to let you know that, so you are prepared. You know, my luck, I just done all that money on that truck, and we'll probably be raptured in 2 days, and that's about my luck. But, you know, when it comes to brakes, I didn't want to take no chances. I know we was close to the rapture, but I didn't want to be driving down the store and end up, my brakes going out and end up hitting somebody. And so I knew I had to get it done, you know. At least somebody, once we leave out of here, will have a truck with good brakes. But definitely prepare yourself, okay? Trust me, it will end soon. I've seen this time. I know it happens in a time like this. It's going to be, it's spring, it's warm, but I did see it, that all chaos will start. So just have yourselves prepared and ready. I love each and every one of you. That's why we do this. Pray for me. I pray for you. I'm just here to make sure you stay on the boat so I can spend eternity with getting to know each and every one of you, and I can't wait to do that. So our job is to make sure you get on the boat and stay on the boat. God bless each and every one of you, and all of you all out there. I love each and every one of you. Remember, Jesus is the key. He's the only way. He's the only way to get to heaven. There is no other God. There is no other way. It's only through the Lord Jesus Christ. He is the key. So get to know him. Ask him to come into your life. I don't care what you've done or anything. Just call up on him here in these last days, and he will come to you. And believe that he died upon the cross for your past, present, and future sins, and you will be saved, and you're sealed. And you're ready to go home and live in eternity. Because see, God created that for you. He did it even for these people that went to that Satan con. It was even for them. See, you don't hate these people, you pray for them. I stress that to everybody. Pray for these people. Especially now, more than ever. Pray for them to wake up in these last minutes that we have. You don't want anybody to have to perish and go to hell. So pray for the world. Pray for these people, our brothers and sisters in Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, you name it. You got to realize the Antichrist, he is in control. He's the one running amok about all this stuff that's happening right now. So pray for your brothers and sisters, because they have no clue what's coming for them. I do. And if they did, they would all be on their knees right now. But they won't. The rapture will happen, and they will sit for days on their knees screaming for him to come back. That's what will happen. I've seen it. He's not just showed me, he showed many people on their knees screaming to the top of their lungs for him to come back, but it'll be too late. Accept him now before it's too late. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you in heaven.